Hi everyone, my name is Erica and I'm the owner of Beach Babe Soapery, and today we are making wax melts. I am excited to finally get these done for the fall, and yeah, let's get started. Right here I am set up to make Autumn Walk from the Flaming Candle. Let me grab the fragrance bottle for you. It's a lovely fall scent. It's not so strong or cinnamony. It's not so cinnamony. I have my glitters all set up in my mold and just gotta go get my wax and start blending. Alright, I'm back. I have my wax and my fragrance oil in here already. I'm not going to color this because I have so much pretty glitter. I just want to make that the star of the show. So, and yes, my spoon is really well used. It's super clean, but it just gets stained from the dye. But it still works. So I'm going to mix this up really good. Now the wax that I use is from the Flaming Candle. It is Pro 650 for tarts, and I just absolutely love it. It's what I started on and what I've been using for many years now, and it works out really good. The bars snap, they just melt really good, and they actually melt for quite a long time. So I'm just gonna pour this right on top. And as you can see, I did decorate the bottom row and not just one area. Oopsie. Now when you pour wax with glitter, you kind of want to get close so the wax doesn't stir up the glitter and the glitter ends up getting lost in the middle of the bar. I just pour until it's a little bit under full, and then I'll go back and fill it up. So let's get a toothpick, and what I like to do is I will quickly run the toothpick along the side here like this, and it cleans up the edge really good and gets the wax where it needs to go. Makes a nice finished bar. And that's why I really don't fill it up all the way. I think it's super cool that you can see the glitter now, but then obviously when it cools down you won't be able to see it anymore until you flip it over. And yeah, it looks like everyone's good. I did make a little extra wax because I'm going to pour some samples of this fragrance oil. I found this super cute tropical mold from Michael's, so I had to use it for my samples. It was just too cute not to. Alright, I'm going to let these cool down, and when they're cool enough to move, I actually move them to the freezer, which makes them super solid, and they just pop right out of the mold. Alright, I'll bring you back when we do the next set. Okay, so the next batch we are going to make is Crackling Birch from Nature's Garden. I think it makes a wonderful campfire scent, which is what I'm naming this wax melt. So today what we're going to do with this is we're going to split the batch in two, and then I'm going to dye one half black and the other half yellow, and then I'm going to marble red into the yellow to kind of make it look like flames. Well, that's what I'm anticipating and hoping. Let's see if I can make it happen. So let's see here. I'm going to use this spoon and stir up the fragrance oil really good. This spoon has seen better days. I had a little dilemma with green dye for like a year. Every time I touched anything around my soap shop, I had a little splotch of green dye pop up on my hand, and I could not figure out why, and I still don't know why. As you can see, there's green splotches all over this. I know that I have green dye, and I know that's where it came from, but I don't know why it keeps happening. It's calmed down now. No more green splotches, thank goodness. Okay, this is good, and it smells so campfire-ish. Oh, love it. I'm going to do approximate. I'm not going to sit there and try to measure. I don't have that kind of time with wax. So, I don't have a dauber. I'm going to use the other end of my toothpick that I used earlier. Woo, I love black dye. And you need a lot of black dye to dye wax black. I'm not going for black. I'm just kind of trying to get it as dark as possible. That's still relatively gray. Let's see what we got going on. Definitely need to get a dauber. That's good enough. Gonna mix this in really good. I think that looks what I want. Whoa. Be careful when you grab your dyes. I've done it before, and here's a video showing that I've done it before. I made wax melts and I grabbed the wrong dye, and I saved it. I was able to think quickly on my feet and was able to save the batch by making something else, I guess. I want this to be very bright. Looks like I need to grab my red dye. So these are good and mixed in.
Because the others have one half, and except for me because he has 4 and 8.
By the way, guys, my daughter's home. We are e-learning during this whole COVID pandemic thing, so occasionally you'll hear her in the background. So anyways, I have everything set up. Everything's still considerably warm. So what I'm going to do with this side is I'm going to do marbling. How do you marble, you ask? Well, let me tell you. So now that I have the color in here that I want, I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm going to dip it into my dye like I did with the black. But instead of stirring afterwards, I'm just going to let it do its thing. So you want to get a lot of dye on your toothpick, and you just kind of stab the wax. And do not stir after. Do not. And even though it doesn't look like much, that's a lot. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pour at the same time in the same cavity. All right, here we go. When you're pouring, you want to kind of go back and forth, and the wax will kind of push against each other. You kind of get a swirling effect in the middle. Now that I have a good amount of wax in all, I'm going to go back and fill. Anyone that looks a little low, I'm going to top off. It really helps if you're ambidextrous. Really helps. So I'm going to pour the rest. And my little mold over here. I am a very messy crafter. I have come to terms with it. Okay, so now I gotta go and clean up these edges. And if they get a little messy on the corners, it's okay. It's not a big deal. You can, afterwards, you can hit it up with a, afterwards you can use a heat gun and kind of smooth it out. All right. I'm going to clean up and I'll bring you back when I pop them out of the molds. Now that I made a complete mess out of my workspace, we're on to the last batch of wax melts. I'm using Witch's Brew from Nature's Garden, and it's a really unique smell. It just embodies Halloween and harvest and autumnal things. I'm going to use my purple dye from Candle Science. I actually really enjoy their pigments, both soap dyes and candle dyes, just because they seem to be really strong. I'm gonna make sure it's nice and strong. Do a couple drops. Three is good. Let's see, let's mix this up. Woo! That became really purple with just 2 to 3 drops. I absolutely love this color. And the scent is just phenomenal. It just has a deep citrus, slight clove, very witchy, I guess. If I would ever walk into a witch's home, this is exactly what I would expect it to smell like. So this is definitely a good color. Now the glitter that I'm using down here is Dragon Scales from AB Design Co. She's actually my buddy here. She owns an embroidery shop / glitter store over in Largo. So go check her out. I'll leave the link down below. Alright, like with the others, I'll bring it back when I pop these out of the mold. Alright, so they are fresh out of the freezer, super cold, and they are ready to pop out of the mold. So I'm going to try to do this with one hand because my GoPro died and now I'm going to use my phone. So... Yes, I got it. And look how pretty that turned out. Oh my goodness. It is super adorable. Let's get it close up. Look how cute that is. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. I have never seen the leaves change. I've seen trees with green leaves, and I've seen them bare. I haven't had the opportunity to see them turn these beautiful colors. One of these years I will. Maybe next year I'll set it as a goal. But anyways, didn't that just turn out so adorable? Okay, let's pop out another one. Alright, so here's the campfire ones, and obviously the mold got a little messy. I did take the heat gun and smooth out the back. You can see the condensation. It's so humid. But that's fine, it'll dry up. So... yeah, I did, like I said, did take the heat gun and smooth it out a little bit, kind of made it more even. So let's pop one of these out. Ta-da! That came out cool. Really cool. I like that. Looks like fire. Oh, got a little chip. That's okay. That happens from time to time. Let's grab another one. Yeah. All right, that one looks cool. That's kind of what I was going for. Like that super like flame kind of look. I like how it's kind of sneaking up right in between the grooves. All right. Not going to pop all of those out right now. I'm going to move on to the pumpkins. Alright, so I did, like with the campfire, use the heat gun to heat up the back of these. And I'm like, oh, it'd be really cute to kind of put some glitter. Oh, this one didn't stick too well. That's okay. I'll reheat it if I want to. So this is going to be a little tricky doing it with one hand, but we'll get it. This one's like really thick and I'm so getting glitter everywhere. Boom. And here it is. Oh my goodness, it's so adorable. Look at that cute little smiley jack-o'-lantern. So what you would do with these, you would just put one inside of your wax warmer if it holds that amount of wax. It should, but always double check. Like put this in there first before lighting the tea light underneath. And if it seems like it won't, don't do it. You can break it up, snap it in half. It's a really good wax. And, oh, by the way, I figured out what it smells like. It smells like a wicked apple pie. That's why I'm like, oh, it like smells like grandma's house or whatever. But there you guys have it. What do you guys think? Didn't it come out just adorable? So, if you like this or any of my other videos, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you thought about my wax melts in the comments below. And yeah, see you guys later.